Hook question. Have you ever lain awake at night staring at the ceiling, asking yourself what really went wrong? Why do some relationships that seemed perfect on the outside collapse without warning? If that question hits a little too close to home, you're not alone. But what if I told you? Most people repeat the same hidden mistakes in every relationship they enter, especially the old ones. And worse, they don't even know it. Stick with me until the end of this video, because what we uncover today might just rewrite how you show up in love forever. And if love, growth, and emotional clarity matter to you, hit that like button, subscribe, and join this growing community, because we don't just talk about love here, we learn how to live it. Let's begin. Story opening, build context. A few years ago, I got a text at 2 a.m. from my friend Darren. It said, "She's gone." I don't know why. I thought we were doing great. I knew what that meant. His girlfriend of 3 years had just walked out. And this was the third time in 5 years he'd been blindsided by a breakup. When I met him the next day, his face said everything: confusion, hurt, frustration. I asked him, "Do you know what went wrong?" He shook his head. That's when it hit me. Most people don't have a keyword, that one central idea, that awareness guiding them in relationships. They just drift in, led by emotions, habits, and hope. And they keep making the same quiet, invisible mistakes that poison the love they desperately want to protect. Today we're diving into a comprehensive guide to the most important relationship. Keyword, self-awareness. And more importantly, I'll show you the mistakes people make in old relationships that kill them slowly. If you're tired of repeating the past, this video is your turning points. Part 1, the power of self-awareness as a keyword. Let's start with the keyword itself, self-awareness. It's not just some fluffy term for journaling and yoga mats. It's the mirror you hold up when your relationship starts to crack. But here's the thing. In our old relationships, those long-term ones where we think we've got it all figured out, self-awareness tends to fade. We start thinking we know our partner. We stop asking questions. We stop reflecting. We just exist in it. And that's when the most dangerous mistakes happen. Part 2, mistake. Number 1, confusing routine with security. Let's go back to Darren. He told me we had our routines. Saturday brunch, Wednesday night Netflix. It felt stable. But here's the thing. Stability isn't always intimacy. And routine doesn't mean connection. One of the biggest mistakes people make in older relationships is mistaking routine for emotional safety. We stop checking in. We assume we're fine because the calendar says we're together. But routine can become a wall, a slow erosion of intimacy. You don't notice it until one day, the silence between you becomes louder than any fight ever was. Part 3, mistake number 2, ignoring your triggers and blaming them for theirs. This one's personal. In one of my own past relationships, I used to get distant every time we fought. I'd shut down emotionally, not because I didn't care, but because conflict reminded me of chaos from my childhood. But instead of owning that, I blamed her. She's too dramatic. She always wants to fight. Truth is, I was triggered, and I projected that on her. Old relationships often bring comfort, but they also bring our deepest wounds to the surface. We just stop noticing them, or worse, we blame our partner for them. Here's where self-awareness as your keyword comes in. Ask yourself not just, what did they do wrong? But what am I carrying that I never unpacked? That question alone saved my next relationship. Part 4, mistake. Number 3, stopping the work when it gets comfortable. There's this myth that long-term love should feel easy. Let me tell you something real. The best relationships aren't easy, they're conscious. In the beginning, you put effort in. You're present. You listen. You try. But with time, comfort sets in. And here's the trap. We stop doing the things that built the connection, because we think the connection will maintain itself. Love is not autopilot. The moment you stop working on it is the moment it starts falling apart silently. Don't make the mistake of believing effort is only for the start. Effort is the oxygen of long-term love. Part 4, mistake. For expecting them to stay the same. One of the quiet killers of relationships is this: expecting your partner to remain the person they were when you met. But humans evolve. Your partner will grow. They will change beliefs. They will outgrow certain habits. And so will you. In an old relationship, you must keep discovering each other. If you don't, you'll find yourself in love with a memory, not a person. Darren once said she changed. I asked, and did you? He paused. That pause said everything. Relationships are either two people growing together or two people slowly growing apart. The difference is curiosity. Are you still curious about the person sleeping next to you? Part 6, mistake number 5, thinking time guarantees connection. Here's a tough truth. Just because you've been together 5, 10, or 20 years doesn't mean you're still connected. Time doesn't create closeness. Intentional presence does. And here's the heartbreaking mistake people make. They assume that shared history means current intimacy, but you can live with someone for years and still feel like strangers. If you're in an old relationship, ask yourself, when was the last time we had a deep, vulnerable conversation? Not about bills or errands, but about us. The longer you go without connection, the more resentment grows in the silence. Part 7, mistake number 6, losing yourself completely. This one might surprise you. Sometimes the love we crave becomes the prison we build. In many long-term relationships, people lose themselves trying to keep the other person happy. They abandon their hobbies, their passions, their voice. They say yes to keep the peace. They silence their needs. They disappear in the name of love. But love doesn't require your disappearance. It requires your wholeness. You cannot build a thriving relationship from self-abandonment. That's not love. That's quiet self-betrayal. Self-awareness here means asking, am I still me in this relationship? If the answer is no, you've already lost something precious. Part 8, how to turn it around. Now that we've looked at the mistakes, let's talk healing. Here are 3 powerful things you can do to revive or preserve your relationship. 1. Practice weekly emotional check-ins. Set aside 1 day a week to sit down and ask, how are you feeling about us? What do you need more of? Vulnerability shouldn't wait for a fight. 2. Reclaim individuality. Return to the things that make you you. A passionate person brings passion into a relationship. You don't lose love by being whole, you deepen it. 3. Stay curious. Ask questions like, what's something new you've discovered about yourself this year? What scares you right now? What's your dream lately? Treat your partner like a book you never stop reading. Closing story, return to friend's breakup. A few months after Darren's breakup, we spoke again. He said, I think I see it now. I thought being in a relationship meant just being there. But I wasn't really there, not emotionally. He paused and added something I'll never forget. I kept making the same mistakes, but now I know what they were, and I won't bring them into the next one. That's what this video is about. Not blame, not regret, but awareness. Self-awareness isn't a buzzword. It's the life vest that keeps love from drowning. So if you're in a relationship or healing from one or hoping for a new one, carry this keyword with you. Let it guide your choices. Let it inform your presence. Let it protect the love you're building. Because love doesn't just need romance. It needs reflection.